If you're a professional detailer, then this video is for you. I'm gonna share 4 ways you can finish any detail in less time. Now, some of these will apply to everyone. Some of these will apply to if you have a helper. Regardless, just take what I say and make it fit your specific situation. But first, a word from our sponsor. Now, if you're in the early phases of growing your business, it's pretty easy to manage your calendar. You're only getting but a few appointments per month, so using something like Google Calendar or whatever calendar that you have on your phone, or maybe something like Google Sheets was what I used for the long time, it's pretty easy to manage all those customers. But once you actually start to grow and you start to get more and more customers and you start to book more and more people into that calendar, that's when things get a bit more disorganized, just because you have a bunch of phone calls, text messages, emails with people giving you their physical address, their email address, their phone number, their name, their vehicle information, what they want. And then it gets a bit more difficult to keep track of everything. And that's where Jobber comes into play. We've been using Jobber in our business for the last 3+ years to keep track of all our customers' information and to schedule all our jobs. So if you want to get more organized in your business, you can give Jobber a try with a free 14-day trial plus 20% off your first 6 months by clicking the first link down in the description box. Again, we've been using them far before they became a sponsor. Like when I was by myself, 3+ years, I was already using Jobber. So that's just a testament to how much I like their product and me sticking around for that long. So click the first link down below. Thank you, Jobber, for sponsoring this video. And now let's get back to the topic. So the first way to improve your speed, and this is gonna be applicable whether you're on your own, you're just starting off, you've been in business for 5 years, or you have a team of 4 people or 8 people, where you need to have a system in place on how you perform every service. I know you think that maybe every vehicle is gonna be uniquely different, which it is based on the size and condition and what the customer wants. But as far as how you vacuum an interior, how you polish the paint, how you clean the wheels and tires, how you actually clean the engine bay, like there's a step-by-step system that you follow. So you have to have a concrete system in place. That way, if you are working on your own and you have another vehicle come in, if you have a helper that you just hired, if you just hired on another employee, whatever the case may be, you have to be able to fit that individual person into a system. Or for yourself, you basically want to run the same system every single time. Now, yes, it's gonna deviate based on, like I said, the condition, the customer's needs, the situation or the environment that you're working in, right? Like things will change from car to car, from environment to environment, like if you're a mobile detailer. But as a whole, generally speaking, you should have a system in place. Like for us here, when we hire someone, we are, the idea that we have is we are hiring someone and we're putting them into a system, meaning regardless of who this person is, whether they've been detailing for 1 month or 1 year, whether they've been with us for 3 days or 3 months, is that they're gonna be put into the system and they're gonna help us run the system. That way, it doesn't matter who we're hiring or who's here or who's not here. The system runs itself. We just need the people to be in the right place in order to run that. And yes, I know it takes time to learn this, right? Because a lot of times we just get a car, we just start detailing it. Oh, this is so satisfying, and oh, this is so fun. But thinking like a business owner and trying to actually be more efficient with what you're doing, you have to say, okay, when the car gets here, I'm gonna start making the things. We're gonna start pulling out the floor mats. We're gonna get all the personal items out. We're gonna vacuum and blow everything out. Then we're gonna go and get the extractor ready. As that's heating up, we're gonna start cleaning the door panels. After that, we're gonna start agitating all the fabric material. Then we're gonna start extracting. As I extract, you should start working on the front passenger steering wheel and then work your way around. That is what a system is. You see how a lot more stress, it's not saying, okay, well, I'm gonna go and vacuum the interior, and then I'm gonna go and clean that door panel, and then I'm gonna go and get the vacuum and do this over here. No, it's like it's a very structured, step-by-step system that you follow. The second thing that you can do, and this is for if you're running a 2-man team or more, is that everyone should have the exact tools and products they need to get the job done. Meaning if there's 2 people, right? you shouldn't just have one drill gun, one set of brushes, one set of towels, one set of, spray bottles, one set of anything. It should be person A has the drill gun, has a, air hose gun, has the brushes, has the towels, has the cleaners, and then person B has the vacuum, has the air hose, has the spray bottles, has the like basically two sets of everything. Because what you don't want is, you don't want person A doing steps 1, 2, 3, right? But then person B can't get to steps 4 and 5 until person A is done with step 3, and then they hand over the tools and products to person B to go do steps 4 and 5, because that's slowing down the process. And yes, it's gonna cost more because now you're ordering everything twice. But if you have that other person with you and you want to optimize and maximize their potential and to help you knock out that vehicle, they need to have their own set of everything as well. And this is, again, a progression thing, right? When you're first getting started with someone else, do they need to have another vacuum and another air hose line? Probably not, depending on your setup, depending on what you're doing. But over time, you want to get to that point. So in our 104 unit at the shop, there's 2 of everything. 2 vacuums, 2 air hoses, 2 extractors, 2 drill guns, 2 sets of everything, of pump sprayers, spray bottles, brushes, everything. In the mobile van, there's not 2 vacuums and not 2 air hose reels, but there are still 2 sets of everything. 2 sets of sprayers, 2 sets of bottles, 2 sets of drill guns. So in the mobile unit, we're a bit more limited on what we can carry and what we can do because it's a mobile van. But at the shop, it's a full out, everyone has a set of 2. So I'd highly encourage you, start with, and again, don't buy everything all at once, but buy another set of brushes, buy another set of spray bottles, buy another drill gun, right? Whatever you can afford, whatever makes most sense in your situation, do that, right? Is that having 2 sets of wheel buckets? Is that having just another polisher? Is that having 2 3-inch polishers, 2 5-inch polishers, 2 1-inch polishers? Like, what makes sense for you to help? That way the other person is never waiting on anything. That you don't want to have that happen. The third thing, which is applicable to everyone, is prep what you need before the detail starts. So if you're on a mobile job, if you're being mobile, you would want to have your bottles already filled, your chemicals already diluted. You want to make sure there's batteries and all the or charge in all the batteries. You want to make sure you have enough towels. You want to make sure that the wheel buckets are clean and ready to go. That way when you get to the job site and you're moving and grooving and you're getting through the steps, you're not having a second thought of saying, oh, okay, let me fill up that bottle first and then I can grab it and then go do the detail. Instead, you just go back to your van, grab the bottle, and go straight back to the detail. Right here at the shop is making sure it's the same concept where whatever you're using here, make sure it's prepped, make sure all the vacuums are already plugged in, make sure the air compressor is on and all the air hoses are filled, make sure that the batteries are charged and on the drill gun. It's making sure the bottles are filled, that way you don't have to go and refill them middle of the detail. That way you're just literally working and grabbing what you need and not taking time to, okay, let me mix this APC, let me pour this APC, let me, like that's an easy thing that you can do to speed up your efficiency by just being prepared. Like, what you need to get the job done, make sure that's prepared. That way when you get there, or when you start working on the vehicle, it's super easy and fast. Now the last one is having the right tools matter. Now I don't want you to go and start spending a bunch of money on all these things you think you need. So take it with a grain of salt. But having the right tools for what you need in your situation makes a big difference. Like for instance, for us, when we're spraying our plastic dressing on the engine bay or on the inner fenders or maybe even tires, we're using that double pump spray bottle. That way we can output more product. For our pump sprayers, the foam IK pump sprayer, we air that up with our air compressor. We don't hand pump that one. With the iron remover or the clay lube or our drying aid, we have those in a smaller pump sprayer that we have to do manually, but having it in a pump sprayer that you pump versus a spray bottle is much more efficient. So all these things like this, where choosing just a better tool that helps you maximize your time makes a big difference. Like if you're using a spray bottle for literally everything in your business, it's gonna take you a lot longer. Or for instance, on the exterior, instead of the pressure washer hose getting kinked up on the tire, we use those detail guards. That way the hose doesn't get kinked. Or perhaps when we're blowing out the standing water, we're using our big boy blower. It's expensive. It's like, I think it was like $450. But that thing is very powerful. We don't have to move it around. All we do is grab the hose, turn it on, and it gets around the entire vehicle. So of course you have to keep in mind that it is an investment, right? The big boy blower, $450. The air compressor, $300. 2 air hose reels, however much that is. So the things cost, right? Like it's gonna be an investment you make. But after you make that purchase and you start to figure out where those things fit best into your system, now you're moving better. Now it's more efficient. And let's just say let's just say you don't even save that much time. Like let's say, which you will, but let's say with getting an air hose reel, right? Let's say, okay, I put on an air hose reel. Well, maybe you don't save that much time, but man, you save the hassle of having to coil up that air hose every single time. And now instead, you can just pull it out. You can just pull it out, and it's way easier to get it going and then to retract it because it's just on a reel. So maybe not so much on the actual time itself, but just the convenience factor of it, right? Instead of pumping that IK pump, the Foam Pro 12, we just air it up with our air compressor. And instead of doing this all, for like 30 seconds, it literally fills up in like 5 seconds. So it's saving us time, it's saving us energy from, pumping it for so many times, but it's also just so convenient to just air it up for like 5 seconds. It's fully maxed out, much more than what we can do manually, and then we get to work. So all these little things, right, matter with your tools. Now again, I don't want you to go out there and say, okay, I'm just gonna start, okay, like Amazon right now, Car Supplies Warehouse right now. It's not that. It's saying, okay, with my current setup, with, going back to point 1, with my current system that I'm running, where am I kind of taking a lot of time? What can I buy to save me doing this, right? So, okay, well, I'm using spray bottles for everything. So let me go buy a pump sprayer. And then you gotta say, okay, well, which chemical do I put in there? Is it a clay loop? Is it a waterless wash? Is it an iron remover? Is it, then what's the right chemical to use? So it's these things that you get better at over time. Don't think, okay, I'm gonna make one decision and we're good to go after that. It's like you will tweak your system to see what's gonna get you to work faster, right? Everything, like our system and our process, it's been developed over years, over hundreds of vehicles, and we keep on iterating on it as we get this little new tool or we add or remove a step. So it's gonna be always changing, progressing. You add steps, you remove steps, you combine steps, you shorten steps. Like that's just the progress of growing your business and getting more experience under your belt. And that's gonna wrap up this video. Again, if you wanna give Jobber a try, you can get a free 14-day trial plus 20% off your first 6 months with the first link down below. And then any of the tools and products that I might have mentioned on this video, or just some of the more popular items that we use, I'll have those linked in the description box down below. Other than that, thank you for watching the video. Let me know in the comment section down below, what's 1 or 2 things that you do to finish a detail faster? I could have gave you a list of like 12, but I just want to keep it short to the point and kind of give you some 4 big bucket ones that you can kind of implement. And most of these you can kind of implement like now, so let me know what you would what your tips would be in the comment section down below. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye bye.